Okay, good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss intermolecular forces, which is known as van der Waals forces. So, intermolecular forces, we know hydrogen bonding, we know dipole-dipole interaction, dipole-dipole interactions. So, these are the intermolecular forces, and that chapter is very important. So, it is the chapter under intermolecular forces. Okay, this is the chapter heading name. So intermolecular forces, which is known as a van der Waals forces. Now let's start. Intermolecular forces, which is known as van der Waals forces, it is known that there exists a force of attraction between the molecule of polar as well as non-polar molecule between an area of negative charge and on one molecule and area of positive charge and second molecule. That means this force of attractions between the molecule of polar. The molecule must be polar. That means there will be a electronegativity difference between two atoms, because due to the difference of electronegativity, one atom or molecule bears positive charge, another molecule bears negative charge. Okay, and the magnitude of this force is maximum in case of solid and decreases from solid to liquid and gases. This force of attractions and the repulsions between the interacting particles, atoms and molecules are called intermolecular forces. These forces hold the molecules together which are covalently bonded. That means the polarity generated between two atoms and molecules, the bond should be covalent, that covalently attached. Okay. So intermolecular forces are not encountered in systems that employ ionic bonding. This type of forces first observed by van der Waals, so it is named as van der Waals forces. There are 5 types of van der Waals forces or interactions. First one is induced dipole interaction. Induced dipole interactions, which is also known as, very important, dispersion forces or London forces, or it is called instantaneous dipole-induced dipole interaction. So first one is induced dipole interactions, which is also known as dispersion forces or London forces, or it is also known as instantaneous dipole-induced dipole. The second one is dipole-dipole interactions, which is known as orientation interactions, Kesom forces. Number 3, dipole-induced dipole interactions, which is also known as distortion interactions, Debye forces. Number 4, ion-induced dipole interaction. Number 5, ion-dipole interaction. So there are 5 types of intermolecular force of interactions which has been observed by van der Waals. So first, and 6 type. Okay, we know 6 type. A particularly strong type of dipole-dipole interactions called, sometimes we call hydrogen bonding is nothing but an intermolecular force of attractions, but it is a strong dipole-dipole interactions which is also known as hydrogen bonding, that will be discussed later. Okay, so first one. So there are, again I tell you, intermolecular forces present in polar molecule having electronegativity difference. One atom or molecule possesses positive charge, another possesses negative charge. Okay, and it decreases from solid to liquid and gas. Okay, now there are mainly five types of van der Waals forces. Okay, which are already discussed. Now 6 type is hydrogen bonding. So first one, induced dipole interaction. These forces are present in non-polar molecule. This type of forces are present in non-polar molecule like H2, O2 and N2. You see homonuclear diatomic molecule, so there is no electronegativity difference between HH, there is no electronegativity difference, and there is a covalent bond between HH, OO, NN. So these forces are present in non-polar molecules like H2, O2, N2 and also in polar monatomic molecules such as noble gases like helium, neon, argon, etc., which exist intermolecular forces and no bonding at all. These non-polar molecules are electrically symmetrical, so there is no dipole moment. So these non-polar molecules are electrically symmetrical. That means they have a symmetrical shape. So there is no dipole moment. Okay. So this is the first one, induced dipole interactions. It prevails present in non-polar molecule like H2O2 N2. Also monatomic like helium, neon, argon. Okay. Next, move on. But sometimes the temporary dipoles can be formed. The electrons of a neutral molecule keep on oscillating with respect to nuclei of the atoms. As a result of this, at a given instant, a positive charge may be concentrated in one region and negative charge in another region of the molecule. So if you look, this is the original helium non-polar, okay, electron oscillating in atom A, okay, like this way, this direction. So distortion of electron density in an atom A, development of momentarily dipole. That means this symmetrically shape, okay, original helium atoms, when electron oscillating in atom A, this atom, what will happen? There is a development or distortion of shape, distortion of electron density. That means distortion of shape, which leads to development of partial positive and negative character or pole, partial positive charge, negative charge, momentarily. And this is the original helium atom, no problem. Now induction of temporary dipole in atom B. So now this atom, after generation or development of momentary dipole, now induction of temporary dipole in atom B. What will happen? You see, temporary dipole A, okay, has interactions with induced dipole. Okay, that induced this B, A induced B. So there is a induced dipole interaction. You see, dot 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 dot. There is a induced dipole interactions. Okay, so that is known as London force or dispersion force. Okay, this is very important for short note. Okay, thus the non-polar molecule develops momentarily dipole due to unsymmetrical electronic charge distribution. As I told you, unsymmetrical, that is symmetrical shape gets deformed, distorted. Okay, now this polarized molecule distorts the electron density of the neighboring molecules and dipoles are developed in the neighboring molecule. So adjacent molecule, there is a dipole, development of dipole. These interactions are therefore also known as induced dipole interactions. Again I tell you, thus the non-polar molecule develops momentarily dipole due to unsymmetrical electronic charge distribution. Now this polarized molecule distorts the electron density of the neighboring molecules and develops a dipoles in the neighboring or adjacent molecules. These interactions are therefore also known as induced dipole interactions. Now the attractions between the two oppositely charged ends of the two neighboring molecules attract each other, and this type of force of attraction is called London force. So London force. So the attractions between the oppositely charged end of the two neighboring molecules attract each other. Okay, this one, A and B. This type of forces of attraction is called London force, after the name of German physicist Fritz London, who proposed this type of forces of interactions. Now these forces are also known as dispersion force. London forces are attractive in nature and interaction energy is inversely proportional to sixth power of distance between the two interacting particles. This force, also known as dispersion force, as I told you already, London forces are also attractive in nature and interaction energy is inversely proportional to sixth power of the distance between the two interacting particles between A and B. Number 2, dipole-dipole interaction. Dipole-dipole interaction. Orientation interaction or Keisham forces. Okay. Polar molecules have a partially positive side. Polar molecules have a partially positive side and partially negative side or dipole. I told several times, polar molecules means there should be a electronegativity difference between two atoms. So what is electronegativity? Already I discussed in modern periodic table chapter, previous chapter. I have already made this video lecture. So polar molecules means there should be a electronegativity difference. That means there should be a dipole. So dipole-dipole forces operate between the molecules which are through neutral but possess permanent dipole. So dipole-dipole interactions operate between the molecules which are though neutral but possess permanent dipole. That means the molecule must have permanent dipole. The molecule must have permanent dipole to form a dipole-dipole interactions. So which is also known as the Keisham forces or orientation interactions. So it also occur in polar molecules. There should be a permanent dipole. Okay. Next. Okay, you see, this is the water molecules. This is the another water molecules. What will happen? This is the covalent bond, on covalent bond, on covalent bond, covalent bond, covalent bond. Now what will happen? Due to the more electronegative oxygen which attracts shared electron pair towards itself. Okay, what will happen? The shared pair electron clouds shifted towards more to the oxygen atoms. Thus, oxygen atom bears partial negative charge and hydrogen possesses partial positive charge. So, in this way, there is a development of dipole. That means this molecule is also called polar molecule. Okay, so there is a permanent dipole. Now, what will happen? There is an interaction. There is a interactions. Okay. So now look what will happen here. Distortion of electron cloud in HCl. You see the HCl. What will happen? Hydrogen in between hydrogen and chlorine. Chlorine being a more electronegative. Okay. Chlorine being a more electronegative. Chlorine being a more electronegative, it withdraws electron clouds toward itself more. That's why it possesses partial negative charge, whereas hydrogen possesses partial positive charge. So more charge density towards chlorine. So shared electron pair will be shifted in greater extent towards chlorine atom compared to hydrogen atom. And B, dipole-dipole interactions between two HCl molecules. How? You see HCl and one HCl molecules. Here partial positive charge, partial delta negative charge. Here also partial positive charge, partial delta negative charge. Clear? Now what will happen? This partial positive charge is attracted by the partial negative charge residing on chlorine atom. So there is a dipole-dipole interaction. So there is a dipole-dipole interaction. When two HCl molecules approaches towards each other, what will happen? There will be a dipole-dipole interactions of Cl and H. Cl possesses partial delta negative charge due to difference of more electronegativity of chlorine, so it possesses delta negative charge, and hydrogen possesses partial positive charge. That's why, so there is a permanent dipole. Okay. So Separation of partial charges depend upon the electronegativity of the bonded atoms in a molecule. The partial charges are indicated by the Greek letter delta. In this type of forces, the partial positive end of one molecule, partial positive end of one molecule, partial positive end of one molecule, this molecule is attracted, okay, is attracted towards the negative end of other molecule, is attracted towards the negative pole of the another molecules. So negative pole of the another molecules. Examples. So dipole forces are present between the two HCl molecules or two water molecules. Chlorine being more electronegative pulls the shared pair electrons toward itself, so it has a partial negative charge on it, and hydrogen atom has a partial positive charge. Okay, as I told you already, being a more electronegative chlorine, it attracts shared pair electron cloud towards itself more or greater extent. What will happen? Resulting the development of partial negative charge on chlorine atoms. Whereas being a less electronegativity compared to chlorine, hydrogen possesses partial delta positive charge. Due to the generation or development of these two different types of pole, partial delta negative charge, partial delta positive charge, so there should be interactions, dipole interactions. That's why it is known as dipole interactions. Okay, so this is very important. Dipole forces are stronger. Dipole forces are stronger than the London forces because permanent dipoles are involved, but weaker than ion-ion interactions because partial charge present in polar molecules are always less than the unit electronic charge 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb present on the ions. What I have told you, dipole forces are stronger than London forces because of permanent dipoles are involved, but weaker than ion-ion interactions. Ion means there should be electrons. When you are talking about electrons whose electronic charge 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, which is large greater than the dipole interaction. So partial charges present in polar molecules are always less than unit electronic charge 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb present of the ions. The magnitude of this type of interaction, depend upon the dipole moment of the molecule concerned. Greater is the dipole moment, the greater is the dipole interactions. So greater is the dipole moment, higher will be the dipole interactions, which can be expressed as below. VDD means van der Waals dipole interactions equals to twice μ1 square μ2 square by thrice kT r to the power 6, where μ1 and μ2 dipole moment of two different polar molecule, and K Boltzmann constant, T absolute temperature, and R distance between two molecules. This is very important. So dipole interactions, if you remember this formula expressions, then you can write, otherwise leave it. So VDD equals to minus twice μ1 square μ2 square by thrice kT r to the power 6, where μ1 μ2 dipole moment of two polar molecules, and K Boltzmann constant, T absolute temperature or distance between two molecules. If the two molecules be the same, then μ1 equals to μ2. If the two molecules be the same, then μ1 equals to μ2. Then above equation move into VDD equals to twice μ4, because μ1 equals to μ2. So 2 into μ to the power 4 by thrice kT r to the power 6. So that is the dipole interactions, very important under intermolecular force of interactions or van der Waals force of interactions. Next, move on. Third one, dipole induced dipole interaction. Dipole induced dipole interactions. which is also known as distortion interactions or Debye forces, according to scientists, Debye forces. So we have discussed induced dipole, dipole-dipole interactions. Next come to the dipole-induced dipole interactions. This type of forces operated between a polar molecule which has a permanent dipole and non-polar molecule whose electron density is symmetrical. This type of forces operated between a polar molecule, between polar molecules which has a permanent dipole, must have a permanent dipole, that means there should be a electronegativity difference, and non-polar molecules whose electron density is symmetrical, there should be no unsymmetrical. Okay, so polar molecules may sometimes polarize. Polar molecules may sometimes polarize a non-polar molecules, thereby deforming its electronic cloud which lies in its vicinity. I already discussed, made a video lecture on Fajan's rule, development of covalent character in ionic compound in periodic properties, polarization, polarizability, polarizing power of the cations. Okay, so if you do not watch this video, you watch this video, then you get the all information regarding the Fajan's rule. So polar molecule may sometimes polarize a non-polar molecule, thereby deforming its electronic structure. When the non-polar molecule gets deformed or distorted by the presence of polar molecules, then what will happen? Symmetrical shape will be asymmetrical or deformed. So in this manner it induces polarity in the non-polar molecule. In this manner it induces the polarity in the non-polar molecules. It can be expressed as below. Okay, VDI equals to alpha 1. Okay, this one is alpha 1. Okay, alpha 1 mu2 square by r to the power 6. Listen carefully. VDI equals to alpha 1 mu2 square whole by r to the power 6 minus alpha 2 mu1 square by r to the power 6. Keep in mind, VDI, van der Waals dipole induced dipole interactions, alpha 1, this is alpha 1 mu2 square by r to the power 6. Okay, and then minus alpha 2 mu1 square by r to the power 6. Okay, so now look, this is the permanent dipole, positive pole, negative pole, non-polar molecule, symmetrical shape, permanent dipole, this compound. So induced dipole in non-polar molecule. So this permanent dipole molecule induced a dipole or developed a dipole in this non-polar molecule. As for example, you see water molecules, this is like having a permanent dipole, positive negative charge. Now Cl2, this is the non-polar molecules. Okay, symmetrical shape like this. Now due to this presence of polar molecule which induce this polarity or dipole like this way. That means Cl plus Cl minus. This is called induced dipole. Listen carefully. This is called induced dipole. So this is the non-polar molecule. This is the polar molecule having a permanent dipole. Now it induced polarity or dipole on that Cl2 molecules like this way. Or partial negative charge partial positive charge partial delta negative charge. So thereby this is called means this is the induced dipole. So in this way dipole induced dipole interactions develop when a polar molecule approaches to non-polar molecule. So polar molecule induced a dipole on non-polar molecule. So this is the expressions. So now alpha 1 alpha 2 be the distortion polarizability of the two molecules. Distortion polarizability of the two molecules. Distortion polarizability of the two molecules. R is internuclear distance and the induced dipole moment depends upon mainly on two factors. Dipole moment present in the permanent dipole moment already discussed, and polarizability of the electrically neutral molecule, non-polar molecule. Molecules of larger size get polarized easily, generally anions, thereby strength of attractive interactions increases. Okay, thereby strength of attractive interactions increases. Now, number 4, ion dipole interactions. Polar molecules are attracted by ions. Polar molecules are attracted by ions. The negative pole is attracted by cation. Negative pole is attracted by cation and positive pole is attracted by anion. And this type of attraction is called ion dipole interaction. This type of attraction is called ion dipole attractions. You see sodium plus dot dot dot, oxygen delta negative. So there is a dipole, development of dipole due to the electronegativity difference, polar molecules. So polar molecules are attracted by the ions. This is the polar molecules. These polar molecules is attracted by the ions, sodium plus. Okay, the negative pole is attracted dot 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 by the cations, that is Na plus ions, and positive pole is attracted by the anions. This type of attraction is called ion dipole attractions. So ion dipole attraction. This type of dipole is called ion dipole attractions. Okay. Next, ion dipole attraction is observed generally in the process of solvation. Ion dipole attraction is observed generally in the process of solvation. When the sodium chloride Na plus Cl minus is dissolved in water, the negative pole of water aggregate around Na plus ions and positive pole around Cl minus ions. So ion dipole interaction is observed generally in the process of solvation. Solvation means in the aqueous medium. When it gets solvated, sodium chloride and Cl minus dissolve in water, then negative pole of water aggregated with Na plus ions. That means when sodium chloride dissolve, what will happen? It will dissociate it. Strong electrolyte, you know, Na plus Cl minus. Now Na plus, after the generation of furnish of Na plus ions, cations, which is attracted by the negative pole of oxygen in water. So in this way, the water and NaCl is attracted by each other. Number 5, ion induced dipole attractions. Ion induced dipole attractions. When non-polar molecule come in contact with ions, when non-polar molecules come in contact with ions, its electron cloud gets polarized. Its electron clouds gets polarized, and the oppositely charged end of it is attracted by the ion. That is, attractions between Na plus and Cl2 molecule like this way, Na plus Cl minus. That means actually Cl2 here, Cl plus Cl minus. So Na plus dot dot dot, Cl delta negative bond, Cl delta positive. So NaCl, Na plus is attracted by the chlorine, negative pole of the chlorine. So ion induced dipole interactions. When a non-polar molecules come in contact, non-polar Cl2 is a non-polar molecules contact or when approaches towards ions, its electron cloud gets polarized and oppositely charged end of it attracted by the ions. Attractions between Na plus Cl2 molecule like this. Now factors affecting the magnitude of van der Waals forces. Factors affecting the magnitude of van der Waals forces. Yeah. First one, atomic and molecular size. How does van der Waals forces depend on atomic size and molecular size? Molecule having large size means high surface area. If a molecule having large size, then obviously it has high surface area. So their electron cloud becomes diffused, more will be diffused and distorted. As a result, these forces become stronger. These forces become stronger. As for example, argon, atomic number 18, has higher boiling point than neon. So argon has higher boiling point than neon, whose atomic number 10. That suggests that presence of strong attractive forces in argon. Presence of strong attractive forces in argon. Okay. presence of strong attractive forces. So molecule having a large size means high surface area, so their electron cloud becomes diffused and distorted. As a result, these forces become stronger. As for example, argon has higher boiling point than neon. That suggests that presence of strong attractive force in argon. Number 2 is molecular weight. Larger is the molar mass. If molar mass is higher will be its molecular size. If the molecular size being a large, then what will happen? Which will enhance the surface area. So larger the molar mass, higher will be the molecular size. Stronger is the van der Waals forces, and hence boiling point also increases. So van der Waals forces depends on atomic molecular size. Already I have discussed. Number 2 is molecular weight. If larger the molar mass, higher will be its molecular size. Stronger is the van der Waals forces, and hence boiling point automatically increases. Okay, so that's why this is the very important point, molecular weight. When you move down the group in inert gas or group 18 element. What about the temperature? How does Vd depends on temperature? At low temperature, the kinetic energy of atom or molecule decreases, because when temperature increases, what will happen? The molecules or atom absorb heat, they get excited, their kinetic energy increases. So at low temperature, kinetic energy of atom or molecules decreases, so magnitude of London force increases. Pressure. At high pressure, atom like inert gases or molecules come closer. At high pressure, atoms or molecules come closer. Interactions between them increases, resulting the higher London forces. Again I repeat, at high pressure, atoms like inert gases or molecules when come closer, interactions between them increases, resulting the higher London forces. So these are the 4 factors on which van der Waals forces depends. Again I recap just, I have already discussed 5 types of interactions, Vd or van der Waals force of interactions, or you can say intermolecular force of interactions. Okay, so number 1 is atomic and molecular size. If the molecule have a large size means it has surface area will be large, so electron cloud will be more diffused. As a result, the forces become stronger in case of argon with respect to neon. Molecular weight, larger the molar mass. If the molecular weight or molar mass increases, then also surface area also increases. Stronger the van der Waals force, hence the boiling point also increases. Okay, boiling point also increases. Temperature, low temperature, kinetic energy of the atom molecule decreases, so magnitude of London forces increases. Low temperature, London force increases. At high pressure, atoms and molecule come closer, interactions between them increases, resulting the higher London force. So these are the intermolecular forces of interactions, which is known as van der Waals forces. I have already discussed. I have also completed or finished the intermolecular forces of attractions, that is van der Waals force of attractions. Okay, again just I recap it. There are 5 types of van der Waals force of interactions. Apart from these, there are 6 which is also known as hydrogen bonding, that will be discussed in the next video lectures. So these are the intermolecular force of interactions, and very important dipole-dipole interaction and dipole interactions, induced dipole interactions, that is London force, and what are the factors on which the van der Waals force of interactions or intermolecular force of interactions depends: molecular size, temperature, and molecular weight and pressures. These are the 4 factors on which the van der Waals force of interactions depends. Okay, so I hope enjoy this video. Okay, So I have completed the van der Waals force of interactions under intermolecular forces topic. Okay, I have finished. So thank you for watching this video.